Does anybody here have a lady problem that they would like to discuss lady to lady? Hi, I'm MK Williams. I'm an author and independent publisher. I love sharing my insights about all things books and publishing with you. Before I get into the details about today's topic, don't forget to hit subscribe. You'll be notified each week when I put out new videos about publishing, making a career to being an author, and now being a mompreneur. And today we're going to talk about women's fiction. I hate it. Hate it. Not the books themselves, not the content of the category. I hate the title of the category. In the immortal words of the Plain White Tees, hate is a strong word, but I really don't like it. So what is women's fiction? Goodreads defines this as an umbrella term for books that are marketed to female readers and includes many mainstream novels, romantic fiction, chick lit, and other subgenres. It is distinct from women's writing, which refers to literature written by, rather than promoted to, women. There exists no comparable label in English for works of fiction that are marketed to males. Now, they do put an important note here that men can write women's fiction because, again, it's about who it's marketed to. The Romance Writers of America organization defines women's fiction as a commercial novel about a woman on the brink of a life change and personal growth. Her journey details emotional reflection and the action that transforms her and her relationships with others. And it includes a hopeful/upbeat ending with regard to her romantic relationship. Now, I have seen others that said that it doesn't necessarily have to have that kind of a happily ever after or a positive ending at the end. In fact, I've seen some people define something as women's fiction where there isn't a happily ever after, and what makes it romance is that there is. Obviously, the Romance Writers of Association are going to be talking more towards the romance end of that category. So going back to the definition of literary fiction versus genre fiction, which I'll link that video up here. It's very clear that women's fiction is a literary category. The focus is on the character and the character development. So my book, Nailbiters, the female main character follows her journey and growth, but it is science fiction. It's not women's fiction because it clearly adheres to the hallmarks of science fiction instead. Same for The Infinite and the Alpha Nina, with the main character being Feminina. Now, I mostly market these to women because I'm a woman and I would expect that women would want to read about really badass female main characters. But they are both solidly in the science fiction genre, not in women's fiction. So not all books with a female main character are women's fiction, but all women's fiction stories have to have some kind of a female main character. So here's the thing that really grinds my gears about this. It is within the definition that it calls out that there's no comparable category for men's fiction, because that is assumed that a book is first for men and about men, and that's why it doesn't have a classification. Like it assumes that that's the default, which is annoying. This definition also does not exist for trans or non-binary characters or readers. So there's no accepted like trans fiction or NB fiction right now. Like I'm hopeful that this will change. And I know several authors who are trans and they're trying to write about the trans experience. But it's, again, frustrating that they have to have that label because, again, the assumption is that all fiction is for men and we therefore need labels. But it's not. It's annoying. As much as I don't like this distinction and the implications that go along with it as well, like I don't see this label going anywhere anytime soon. And that kind of brings me to the business of books, right? Like I get the business reasoning around having this category. So women read more books than men. Statistics showed in 2021 that of those surveyed, 78% of the readers were female or female identifying as compared to male. Deloitte had a similar thread where they showed that, but both sources are flawed and that there's no data for non-binary or non-gender conforming readers. And that's obviously a growing portion of the society. So it did seem to be a little flawed there. Now, because there are more female readers or female identifying readers, it can be implied that women probably want to read books with a protagonist that they can relate to, there being another woman. Now, having this category allows readers to easily identify what's for them. And that's why I don't think this categorization is going to go away anytime soon, because it makes it easy for people to find what they're looking for. Now, I think this gets a little murky where there's romance, where historically it has had a female main character, but that's definitely evolving and expanding. And it's interesting to see romance so often classified as women's fiction. And I think the more important distinction is that romance is not necessarily a key factor in the plot for women's fiction. So the majority of romance books could fall under the women's fiction umbrella, but not all books under the women's fiction umbrella are romance. Does that make sense? So there may be a romantic through line, but you're not going to see the tried and true hallmarks of romance fiction and women's fiction. We'll be going over that in another video. Stay tuned. So the focus is more on the character development and the main character's journey. I also don't like that this is often labeled as adjacent to the romance category, as though like, well, of course there's a romantic angle. Like, how else could a woman grow and evolve without it? Like, come on, like there's more that happens in people's life than just falling in love. But obviously that can be an important thing. And if you're going through any kind of major change in life and you're already in a relationship, that is going to impact it. So I get it. Now, I do write in the genre. I have a book that I'm working on that I would say is definitely women's fiction, just based on those definitions. And I don't think it falls solidly in the science fiction category. So I would say that I would identify it as women's fiction. But I hate the title. I hate it. But it is what it is, so I'm stuck with it. All right, what about this genre did I miss? What nuance did I leave out? How do you feel about this term in the industry? Let's keep the conversation going below. If you found this information helpful, or you just want to support me as a YouTube creator, please give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, or maybe even hit that thanks button. That lets YouTube know that you're getting value from this information, and they can get it in front of other authors like us. Now you can get back to writing your book. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. And before you head off elsewhere in YouTube to watch more videos, whether on my channel or another channel, I did want to let you know that you can support this channel and get more information that can make a really positive impact on your author career by joining the channel membership that I have right here on YouTube for this channel. So what I'm going to be doing is providing additional videos each month. They're going to be really like a mastermind deep dive on a specific topic to help your author business. And you can just head to the homepage for this channel, as you can see here, and click join. Boom. And you can see that there's multiple options. There's a tier each month where it's really to make you feel good about supporting the channel. You get some custom badges for your comments, but the one you'll probably really want is the ambitious author tier, where you're going to be getting some members only videos once a month that I mentioned. So I would really be excited if you join the membership and we can work on our author businesses together this year. So hope to see you chatting and joining in with those videos.